G'day, Fromily. We're going to be talking about some prom today, so it should be a lot of fun. We got some theories, some opinions. Well, actually, we got a lot of opinions, maybe a rant or two when it comes to it. And unlike prom, we're actually going to, talk to each other, and it should be a lot
Ooh.
of fun. So,
That
I,
town
I,
hall
I
meeting
mhm.
blew. Sorry, I know I'm already starting, but that
You already starting?
how
Yeah.
since season one, Grant, I've been telling you, all they need to do is have a town hall meeting because when I talk to you, I use an Australian accent. That
Mhm.
they need to just get everyone together and lay out everything people know, especially Victor. Victor should not be allowed to leave until you know everything he knows. Period.
Mhm.
That's
Agree.
Well, I mean that makes a lot of sense. But I don't know if you realize this that person smart, people stupid.
Mm.
There is a group dynamic, and also nothing I love more than getting bitched out by someone who eats dead people. So I think that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Hold
But
on,
before we do that, let's get into it. Mad, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing excellent, man. I'm doing good, feeling great. How are you? So much space when I pop my tape can feel my face. Can you feel yours too? Nailed it.
I understand references,
You can
so
edit
I
that
can
out.
feel my face. Yeah. No, I'm not going to. Yeah, dude, I'm happy to be talking with you about From because like I don't know if you know this, but I was the one that got you into From. I kept talking
This
to
is
you
true.
about months and months and months about From, and um, it definitely wasn't the other way around, or it wasn't some sort of
It was
other
complete
Canadian
bullshit.
person. Or
I,
yeah,
I, I started watching it and said, "Great, gotta watch this." He goes, "Oh, no, I'm right." And then weeks later, he goes, "Oh, Matt just told me about this new show." I'm like, "Yes, the fucking show I've been telling you to watch." And he
It
watches it because
happens
you
so
tell him to
much.
watch it. Yeah.
There's so
I
many
mean,
times where I'll send Grant, I'll be like, "Hey man, you got to check out this channel. It's awesome." And he's like, "Mate, I sent this to you 2 years ago." I'm like, "Oh
yeah.
well."
Yeah, it's one of those scenarios where it was just like, I mean, there might be some truth to the story that she said about she was the one that got me into it, and I
Right.
refused to watch it. It wasn't until maybe you and some sort of I don't know, Canadian bobsledder said the same thing to me, and then some other guy said stuff, and then all of a sudden it was just like, all right, I might watch it. And
It.
I am so glad that I waited and didn't watch it week to week from season one. I
Oh,
watched
I did.
season one up to episode 9, and then we
Mhm.
watched the finale together, and it was awesome. But
I.
before we do that, anyway, Miss J, how you doing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good, good, good. Good to be here and have a chat.
She's kind of obsessed. I don't
That's
go
it.
on Reddit, but she goes on Reddit and she keeps saying she's
No.
like,
I go.
but there's some good theories. I have my own theory about one thing that I haven't seen anyone talk about yet, which I definitely want to
Ooh.
talk about with you guys. But your thoughts up until say the beginning of season 3. So the first two
Season
seasons.
season one was great, phenomenal. It gave you all the mystery boxes can be a little pain, especially since this is
Mhm.
coming from the people that did Lost, which I never got into, thank God. But I know how it ended and how people felt about that. Season two, I think, did him a disservice because we didn't. There was few answers and gets more mysteries popped on top of more introducing things that are mysterious and unknown when you already have everything that's unknown was absurd. And I talked a lot of my friends into watching Chad, Slender, Brahma, all of them. They stopped after season 2. They are not going to go watch season 3 because they just think it's a mystery boxes that J.J. Abrams thing of just opening. You know what I mean? It never leads to anything. It
Oh,
always
that's
just leaves you with more questions rather than answering anything that's happening.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but the two guys that are in charge, they basically came out halfway through season 2 and said, "No, we have 5 seasons worth of stuff. It's going to end at season 5. We know exactly what's going to happen each season. We are not doing Lost."
Mm.
They made a point to the point where they've just gone, "The reason we got this job is because we're good at doing Lost." And as soon as they're now locked in for the 5 seasons, we're like, "We're not doing Lost." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm enjoying what I'm seeing so far. I like what they're setting up. Do I
This
really
last
believe they're going to finish it in like 1.5 seasons? We're halfway through season 3 now. We've got 15 episodes to go
yeah.
for the season to finish.
What do the
Yeah.
numbers look like? I haven't looked at the numbers on how popular it is. It feels like it's a big show, but I don't.
Okay, so have you heard of this thing called Black Twitter?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I look at it adjacently.
Yeah, obviously. But it's the number one thing on Black Twitter.
Really?
Like it's huge. I'm not saying that I would do this, but let's just say, for instance, if I was to post about stuff from, and I put a black person as my avatar, I get more clicks and more views.
Dude, I think he's great. And I really liked him in this. He held this last episode together for me because I wasn't happy with it for the majority of it.
Which one hasn't he held it together on?
True.
Like what would you say is Harold's bad episode?
Okay.
Acting wise, like I think everything that I hated about him on Lost, I fucking love about him on From.
Yeah, I liked it. He had a little hood on his son too. This episode, like that streak came out of him.
Dude, did he not just go? You know what? Denzel said it like this and got an Oscar, and I'm gonna do it. Who are you gonna pick? Which one?
Yeah, that
Which
was so good. Yeah, who's next?
Yeah.
Who's going
Who's
through the
next,
tree
yeah.
next? Yeah, those
Cool.
are two strong performances in the episode from him. Everybody else I can take or leave. I don't care about anyone else in this show.
Really?
You like the who?
I like Victor. And everything that's happening with his dad, and that last scene where they hugged was so sweet.
Oh, the girlfriend was bawling.
Oh right, yeah.
I was fine because I'm.
This is what happens when humans feel human emotion, Mads. We've talked about this previously.
I couldn't get over the fact. I'm like, why does he look 10 years older than his dad? Are they going to explain this? Or
you want to know what's
so
weirder?
Much trauma.
Yeah, he is. Like, that's the weird thing. But you know what the weirdest thing about it is? I've seen the preview for the next episode, and his dad looks about 90.
What?
His dad looks so much older than him. Okay, I'm gonna put it this way. He walks like my dad. So he's a little bit more hunched over, he's a little bit there, he looks way more grayer in the face. I'm just like, oh, I can see why you're his dad now. Before I thought you were a guy in your 50s or 40s that was just a severe alcoholic. Because the way that he looks.
So Victor's 53, the actor.
Well, yeah, but Victor isn't 53.
Right. But I just wanted to see. Oh, his dad's 73? That actually makes sense.
Yeah, he's in his 70s, yeah. So.
Fine, I'll allow it.
Yeah, there we go. Well, I'm glad I got the Mads seal of approval.
Seal of approval, yeah. It's just he looks rough, Victor, and I get it.
Okay.
He's touched. You know what I mean? He had a bad childhood in this place.
A bad childhood?
I mean, how long was he alone for in that town before somebody showed up? They said years he was alone. So yeah. He's been through shit.
What did he eat the whole time? Did they drop off food? Did one of the mole people were like, oh?
No. Remember how Victor said there's always like he's like, oh, the cans of peaches aren't here. So they always leave cans of peaches. That's why I guess that he lived off cans of peaches for years.
Yeah.
That's why he feels like, no, those are my things. He's like, because when no one was here, they were just dropping off peaches. So I don't know. It's one of those weird things when it comes to Victor. I don't know where
his trauma stops and his autism starts.
Well, that's the thing. Like, the actor is so good at portraying someone who is, as you said, touched, but also at the same time, I can believe that he's a 50-year-old that's only ever experienced what a 12-year-old has. Like, because the moment that him and his dad got together, the way that he looked up and he tried to pretend to be strong and everything, and then he went. I couldn't find a way back. He just broke down and he was the little boy again. I'm like, fuck, this guy's a good actor.
I agree. The only person I'm really other than Mercutio is the Elon Musk guy. I don't know his name.
Jade?
I don't know.
Jade.
Yeah. I think he's great, and he's
I love
one
Jade.
of my
Jade's
favorites.
S tier. Like there's a few characters that I consider like S tier in that,
Mhm.
and Jade's one of them. I think Jade is me. I'm just like, I'm trapped in a town. I'm getting shit faced every night. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck to get out of town.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
I definitely think Jade will be the one to figure out how to get out of that, and he needs to talk to Victor more often.
Yes. Everyone needs to talk to everyone more often. There's too many secrets in a place where you're all stuck and can't get out of.
This is the only season where people are communicating, except for the Father of the Year. He still hasn't said anything yet.
Oh, Jim, fucking hell, what a dickhead.
The episode when he was it the first episode when he's like, I'm going out to find the wife or whatever, and then the whole time I'm screaming like, you're abandoning your kids. If you die, they have no parents. And then he gets out there and he's like, hey, you know what I was just thinking? If I die, they won't have anybody. Like, motherfucker.
Ooh, what a dumbass. And then he goes,
so dumb.
Then he wants to risk his life again. Oh, my wife's on that ambulance. It's like, yeah, mate, what if she's not? You're still going out there in the dark.
Like, he left his kids alone in the house and then went upstairs with his wife. They don't know if anyone's alive or dead.
Yeah.
They would have heard Randall screams all night after he was left out there.
Yep.
But
then had to hide to have a go at Tabitha. Oh, you need to stay here. This is
you need to stay here because you know.
Well, shut the fuck up, Jim.
Dude, I loved it when he said, "You know what? Our son walked away when he tried to get out and see you when you went down." It's just like, are you looking after him?
Yeah, where were you at when he was doing this? Well, I also
said, yeah, the last thing that I said was take care of our kids.
That could be interpreted as abandon them first. Can't you get?
Yeah.
I don't think he likes the son, and I get it. He's kind of a weirdo, you know.
I just
the good one. The good one died.
Well, I mean, I think Thomas is definitely putting the better performances so far on the phone.
Is he not going to tell anybody that his dead son called him?
No. What is he? Okay, has he told anyone about someone talking on the
radio thing, right?
Yeah.
The only reason why Donna knows is she was standing next to him.
The only time somebody said anything about the phone was when Ethan told Boyd, or we assume so, because he said, "Oh, they said that Mum's going to be arriving in the ambulance." That was it. It was Ethan, wasn't Jim.
Yeah, I liked Jim at the beginning when he was like, "Listen, we're gonna write everything down on this wall that we know, and start tracking everything." And then that was dropped immediately.
I don't understand that about his character. Like, he was the guy that was trying to figure things out, and then now he's turned into, let's just keep our family alive. Let's just not figure. Let's not do anything. It's just like, is it because your house got wrecked, or like, I don't know if there was something else that happened to him that we haven't seen. But he's just he's not the same character. There was even like Jim in the first season grabbed Victor and he was going to belt the shit out of him because he was talking to Ethan because he looked creepy. Not that he did anything or did anything like that, but now you've got a diner full of people that are yelling at him. He's like, "Hey, you don't talk like that. Come on now."
Yeah, exactly.
Also, he said it to the big chick that walked in late that apparently already knew what everyone else was saying in the meeting. That was kind of weird. You know, the big chick that walked in.
She's a plant.
Yeah.
I don't trust her.
I don't. Who knows who any of these people are? It's similar to Walking Dead. Whenever they focus on a character that you haven't seen before, oh, they're going to be dead by the end of this episode. They're getting way too much screen time not 100%, to die.
100%.
That being said, there's two people in this town that I trust explicitly. Boyd,
Mercutio,
and Randall.
Randall.
Yeah.
Randall,
the guy that now with the face cut, the guy on the bus.
Guy that was
he
was on the ambulance. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Every
Military
single
looking
time
guy.
some shit's come up, he's
Mm.
been the first person to volunteer. He's helped everyone else out. He's had the most rational thing. He's logged what's going on. He apart from him and Jade, Jade's a little bit too much of an eccentric to do anything that I could genuinely trust. But Randall's the guy that would help, and you saw that every single time something's gone down, he's been the person that's out there trying to save people. And the fact of the matter is that I still believe, even though they haven't said it, I think he's like an army vet or something along those
Yeah,
lines.
but a
He
shitty
he's
one.
yeah. I
Yeah.
don't think he likes authority. I think
No.
that's his big thing. But I think that something's happened that's made him that way, and I think we're gonna if they've done no flashbacks this season. We've had flashbacks every other season,
Oh yeah, we have,
and
yeah.
yeah, we've
But
had
it's
no
usually
flashbacks.
within the context of the town, though, right?
Well, it's within the context of the town. We saw how Boyd, when Boyd first
Right.
got in, we also saw how Father Cottrey killed someone when he was a kid.
Oh, okay.
On the episode that he died. So we have seen certain flashbacks.
Right.
But yeah, there's something I can't quite put my finger on about the way in which people are interacting with each other, to the point that I know it's a story and they've got to keep things going, but the fact that they're talking now, as soon as they started talking and they were going like that, I had in my head, I'm like, something bad has to happen for these people not to be rushing for the tree. Like, why isn't everyone going
Right.
to the tree?
Just
And then as
lining
soon
up
as
and
they're
going
doing
one by
this,
one.
as soon as they were doing the stuff with Dale and everything, and him going to the tree, I'm just like, okay. I'm just like, oh, okay. And as soon as I saw him there, I'm like, okay, you're gonna die. It's
Dale
obvious.
was too mouthy not to die.
I thought he was just gonna fall from the sky, because when Victor threw a rock in season 1
Right.
at the tree, it
Yeah.
dropped.
See,
Didn't
I was
expect
all
him to
on board
be
with
part of
Dale,
the.
but Dale was too mouthy about it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I was on board. You're right, but you're making it hard to root for you because you're kind of a dick about the whole thing.
Could I do a small segue, but keep on what you just said? Talking about being a little bit too mouthy. Can we talk about Fatima?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
I
That bitch needs to die. I don't trust her.
I mean, I did want to correct you from earlier, Grant. She doesn't eat people as far as we know, but she definitely vampires them, sucks their blood.
Like, I could have said, okay, she fingers the dead, but I didn't want to sound as crude. Like, yeah, because like
it's
But dude, how did she know that she could do that? Like, how did she know that would work? Like, oops, see, I'm getting animated now. So, like, I get she was hungry when she hadn't eaten for like 4 days, and she
Right.
smelt the food, but there was a closed door. She was downstairs. She walked upstairs to go to the dead girl's room. Like, was there? Because we get no point of views from characters, so we have no idea
Mhm.
what they were thinking. So I'm just like, why is she going in this room? And then even when she did, I'm just like, this doesn't make any sense to me. Like, she went in there to do. I'm like, how does the internal logic of the character go? Well, I'm going to go upstairs and eat and put my fingers in a dead chick.
I thought she was up there for unrelated things, and while she was up there, she's like, "Well, since I'm here and you're here."
It would have made sense if they were friends, but they weren't friends. Like, it was the same chick that was picking on her for being in there. If she went in there and started going, well, yeah, you're having a go at me now. At least I'm not dead. But she walked in there. She looked suspicious. She closed the door. She walked around. She put her fingers inside of her and put it in her mouth.
Is anyone friends in
Mom,
this?
she's so sick.
If they're not actively in a relationship, if they are not related, either through like a romantic relationship or a family relationship.
I think Boyd and Donna are becoming friends. Because you saw Donna cry and she says, come upstairs. And then she just, she was just bawling her eyes out. That to me, I think they're friends.
Maybe, but
I definitely think Sarah and Victor are too.
Sarah and Victor.
Sarah.
Oh,
and
no. They're not
the
friends.
scary woman.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I think they are. After this last episode. They are definitely friendly.
Well, here's my issue, right? It has taken way too long for the bros to actually just become bros. Like Jim and Jade should be bros. Or
Jim and they would never be. I don't see a connection there at all.
They should be though.
They should be, but we've
not
seen
this
nothing.
season, Jim. When Jim was trying to
Season
figure
one.
shit out. You know
You
what I mean?
mean
Trying to
season-
build a tower and all that other
season-
shit.
Season 1, Jim, where we got Jade on the same episode. They were introduced in
Right.
the same episode. They were both in the
Yeah.
pilot, and they were both trying to
Right.
figure shit out from day one. But
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
why they didn't
Yeah,
bond
the
more
good
over
Jim.
that.
yeah, I don't know if you know this about like intelligence and everything like that. To gather more intelligence, the easiest way to do it is by not talking and just keeping everything to yourself internally.
Yeah.
It's always the best way.
When Jade said, "I don't feel like talking about it right now," mother, what? What? Are you
dude,
serious?
That one when he
I'm not
was
ready to
drunk
talk
in the
about it.
first or second episode, yeah.
And again,
then
I
the
love this
moment-
show.
the
I know it
moment-
sounds
the
like I don't
moment-
like it
No. That's why you like it. That's the point.
because it frustrates me.
No, because you can see these things on a show that you like and still watch it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like you can see the fact that like this doesn't make sense for this character because the moment that Jade realized there was new information out there, he dropped everything this last episode and ran to Tabitha's place.
Oh, I love that.
Generally made me laugh. That and actually, I think Victor made me laugh the most this episode.
It makes sense. Yeah.
I don't know. And Kenny, poor Kenny, dude, they beating the shit out of him. But yeah, Kenny, man, what happened to them wanting to burn shit down? Why did they abandon that idea?
Because Boyd hugged him.
Oh,
and he found the food. So he's just like, "What would your mum want? Would you want to feed people or burn people?" She's like, "Oh, she used to like burning people, but she fed more people. I guess we got to go with this
both.
one."
You can do
Yeah.
both. And why do they
Dude.
always wait until mid-afternoon to start this shit? Guys,
you
start in
literally
the
said what I was
morning.
gonna say, like, my God, like, just go. Okay, we're not doing this now. It's like, no, we have to do it now. It's like, why? Why do you have to do? Why do you have to do it right now? Do it at 4:05 or whatever time it is that
Whenever daylight comes
monsters
up.
go to
Yeah.
sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And is it first light? We don't know.
I
And
don't
like,
know.
I mean, if we're going to go somewhere, maybe not punch out the tires of a bus that that still has a full tank of petrol in it. Like, we still
Yeah.
have that option there. Like, there's all these cars that are still around. Just
By the way, with
It's in a-
the so with Tabitha going to Maine, whether it's real or not, or if it was just another part of from what, regardless, I think what it does, it eliminates any idea that this is some type of military or scientific experiment, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is that way. They're testing these people over and over again, right?
Yeah.
And so there was the possibility of it being a non paranormal explanation to it. You know what I mean? But that's out of the window now because, well, one, you get the dead kids popping up everywhere and shit. But her flying out the lighthouse, and going to Maine or whatever.
Well, so we have Acosta, which is the female cop that killed the lesbian, and Henry. Unless both of these people are plants, which doesn't make any sense because will the EMTs sacrifice? Like,
Right.
I don't know. Like, unless these, like, if you can say that the whole Maine thing wasn't really Maine, that
I see. That's what I'm saying. There's no way that it's not some paranormal type of a thing now because there's just too many leaps to think that they could stage something like
My big
that.
thing also is that she didn't tell, like, when she said, "Oh, I fell out at Maine," no one else went, "What do you mean, Maine? I got taken to fucking California."
Right.
Like we've seen the map. It's just like Maine. It's just like, no, I was crossing the border to America to get here, like with Father Cottrey. He, like.
Also, fuck them for being like, why didn't you tell anyone? Who do you think is going to believe this shit? Victor's dad's like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't believe her either. And my wife started this?
Yeah, Victor's dad had a direct connection with characters and didn't believe her, still called the cops and held her at gunpoint.
Yes. And they're like, why didn't you tell the cops? Do you not know? I mean, what could she possibly say to get them to, the people that you think can help? How? You gonna draw them a map?
Well, okay, let's look at a scenario. So you play Tabitha, you talk to Mad as a cop because
Okay,
Mad was as a police officer. How would it go? What would you say?
Oh shit. Yeah. Don't know.
Exactly, and that's
you?
someone who knows.
You could.
That's someone who knows all the information that we know. Like, and she's just
As
like,
soon as you go, okay, so there's this place where a limb drops down, but it can be anywhere across the country. And then there's these birds, right? And then you go in circles, but you keep going around the same place. And then there's a town with people, and they're going to tell you, hey, there's some crazy shit that comes out at night. And you're like, I don't believe that. And then they tie you up, right? Or they did season 1. I mean, when I got there. And then these things come out at night that are like mole people, that cut people. Just like, stop all of that.
They'll chuck you in the nut house.
it's like, wait, I haven't got to the second day. The second day we do a ceremony where we decide whether we're going to live in a big house or whether we're going to have a separate thing. And it's a big deal because it's like two factions.
Do I pick the rock or do I pick the flower?
Right.
Yeah. Who are clearly against each other. But in episode 4, we're going to forget that because 7 people died
entirely.
Up there. Yeah, because there's a kid that's been there since the 1970s, who dug 7 graves. He's not involved in the death, but he knew exactly how many people died. He saved my daughter. He pushed her in a tree, and then she ended up in a cellar. Because
sounds like a cult when you say it like that.
Also,
really.
He also told me to go into another tree. I went to a tree and I ended up in a lighthouse where a separate person pushed me out a window, and then I landed in a forest in Maine. This is where I am now. No, I'm not crazy.
I just want to circle back. I just want to circle back to the tree that fell. See, that's how lost I would be if you're telling me this as a cop. I'm like, no. We have so much more to get to.
I fell in the tree. That's a different story.
The tree that you found on the road that started this whole thing. I'm way the fuck back there.
Okay, so I don't know why the tree was down there, but every single time there is a tree that's fallen down, there's crows. We don't know that for a fact, but I know that happened to me, and then everyone else that said the same thing has happened to them. Go save
Did you
them.
try going around the tree?
No. Why would I go? The tree's on the road.
Did you try moving the tree?
This is the thing. This is what I can guarantee now in real life. This is the only safe travel. Get a motorbike. Because no one on a motorbike has ever been trapped there.
As far as we know.
Oh, really?
Also, are we ever going to find out what the fuck picked up the tent with Marcusio and Sarah and moved them all the way back to town? What was that?
Yes. It's the same things that are just walking around outside of the other places. The guy that was drinking out of the child's skull, which is a normal thing to hallucinate for Jade.
Right.
But he destroyed one of those statues,
totems or something.
Yes.
To get to get the thing, which is a totem. Yeah,
right.
I guess you could call it a totem. It was probably that,
or it's a giant spider. I don't know.
I mean, it sounded like a train too, right? And that it was a bright light.
Well, this is the thing you've got to understand about trains. They use the same train effect in Lost with the black smoke. It sounded like it was on tracks.
Mm-hmm.
They just took the sound of a train going past the writer's window and he reversed the sound. So
again, this show, man, I'll be watching it and I'm like, I'm giving up on this show, but they bring me back in like, oh, this dude is inside of a pool. I'm back in, baby. They bring me back in every episode.
Dude, it was early that for me. You know what the point that brought me to this episode? Oh, it says motel. Where's the motel?
Yes! I was about to bring that up too. Smartest thing anyone said. He's been there 5 minutes and has put in more fucking common sense. Like, hey, where's the motel?
So Grant, I sent you some memes, some from memes. If you want to have a
All
look.
right, let's have a look.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
There's
love
just
this
two
show,
of
but
them
I
I've
hate it.
seen. See, I worry that we're not going to get answers. I
Me
think they're
too.
just, it's just like, fuck, they better. But season 3, and we've got hardly anything. It's just like, oh, fuck. It's gonna be. I'm worried it's gonna be such a letdown.
At least they limited to
nothing's
what
gonna
they
happen.
introduced. They only introduced, okay, Victor's mom tripped on acid one time by a tree and then saw all this shit happening. She became like premonition. She had like premonitions about this whole thing. That's all they've introduced. Well, the totems in the little village or whatever. That doesn't seem very significant outside of the where they get food or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because
See,
last season they were just adding bananas on bananas.
See, last season we were still hopeful that we were going to get answers, but this season I'm still not quite sure.
Alrighty, so we have this. Yeah, this what is like. I'll go back to this in a second because I have my theory revolves around this thing specifically, but I've got to say this is now my new favorite one. When we finally get answers.
We're gonna be old.
Oh yeah. Imagine he's that old, still ringing that. He doesn't ring the bell anymore, though.
He doesn't ring the bell anymore. No,
doesn't.
absolutely not.
Oh, no, episode 1. Episode 1.
Oh, did he?
Episode 1, episode 4 or 5 when there's a big thing, and then the end.
Because when the kids went to the barn and then Jim walked off and just abandoned them, he was ringing the bell. I'm sure he was.
Yeah, so every episode that Jim abandons his kids, so the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and seventh episode, yeah.
Oh yes, sorry.
So the meme was about breaking Boyd, and that's what they said that they're going to do. They're going to break Boyd. You know, it's just like, that's kind of a weird thing to do. Why would they go out of their way to try and make Boyd feel broken? There's only one reason that they would do that. Because they can't actually kill him. Every single scenario, something to do with the bugs that were in his arms. Last time they were there, either they don't know whether he can do that again, because every single time that he's interacted with them since then, he's the person that's been face to face with more and more of the others, whatever it is, and he's never been touched, never been I mean, he's been physically touched, but I mean, he's never been attacked or anything like that. They set up a trap with Mrs. Chen to torture her in front of him to break him, so he can either put 2 fingers to his head, like, you know, or do something like that. That didn't work. So why didn't they kill Randall? They just sliced his face up. After they handed the keys and they made Boyd do a specific choice. Why didn't they just kill Boyd then? Kill Boyd, kill them, take Randall.
Well, Marcusio, I liked his explanation. It was like, because now we can't ignore, like during the day, you know, walking around, you know, everybody can kind of pretend, but when you see the guy's face hanging or whatever, by the way, just put a patch on it. People are gonna ignore it after a while. You know what I mean?
I've seen the previous episode. He has a patch on it.
I'm not gonna look at that like, oh my god, I forgot about what happens at night. No. Also, what's her crazy ass name? Tilly. Who the fuck brings out tarot cards in this shit?
No, you're asking the wrong question. Who the fuck is Tilly?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything that happens, every single time that there's a main thing, there's 2 characters, and then in the background there's fucking Tilly.
Yeah.
Behind Ellis and Fatima, there they are, right behind them, right there. Is Tilly just smirking?
Yep. In the diner.
Every single time there's something to do with someone's relationship, whether it was the lesbian who now has short hair for some reason that happened in between seasons.
They make her look so much more like a lesbian now.
That haircut looks shit.
It just isn't. I don't get it. Like, the fact of the matter is that she looks now more butch than what Kenny does. I just don't get it.
Yep.
I suppose it's more practical in the way because it's not dangling in her face.
Also, we finally determined which of his two parents Kenny liked more, and it's the father. Because he spent 6 episodes whining about his dad dying and being
Yeah.
angry about it, but he hasn't mentioned his mother in 3 episodes now. So
Mm.
Well, I feel bad for Kenny. You know, he's in love with a lesbian who's out of. What are the chances that her freaking morphine addicted girlfriend shows up? You know what I mean?
like he's trapped in an area. He finally gets a little bit of responsibility. He gets everything that he wants. Oh, there's a cute girl that likes him, and it's gonna work. And then my dad dies. My girlfriend's gone back to her girlfriend. My mum's dead. Yeah, I told someone that they shouldn't go out in the forest. They go out in the forest and they go, you know what? I probably shouldn't be out here. I'm clever.
I'm worried that the end is going to be because there has to be some type of connective tissue to why all these people are the ones that end up here, and I'm worried that you're going to get something like that movie Smile or whatever, or any of those horror movies where it's like, oh, it was she was fighting her demons from her past, or she had so much guilt and blah blah blah, or she experienced all this loss. You know what I mean? And that's going to be the ending to where they're all connected because they suffered some type of loss in their life, and this was their this was a way for them to rehabilitate or what to cope with it or process
But
it.
Kenny didn't.
That's so lame.
Kenny didn't. Kenny had a great relationship with his father and his mother and everything like that. Like there was, and then so he was brought in to suffer so he could be rehabilitated.
Well, he could have just been in the car with them. It could have been those two that were having marital issues, and he just got dragged along because he was in the car.
True.
Shit, I don't remember who was driving.
It isn't. Because if you look at Jim and Tabitha, right, their marriage is shit. At least what we saw in the very first episode, and also they're dealing with the trauma of that died.
A new thing that I've been looking at. So their son died. His name was Thomas.
Yep.
The bartender that died with Jade.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, his name was Tom. Tom have both come back as ghosts. One in the form of audio, one in the form of visual and audio. Not only that, Father Cottry's first name, he is strength something, willingness and something, but also in Greek, Tomas is the same 3 meanings. So you have 3 people that have been hallucinations that all based around the name Thomas. Don't know if that means anything. I mean, is there any sort of biblical reference to Thomas and coming back from the dead? I mean, I don't know. Anything that you can think of? Or messages from beyond? Because they all seem to be giving messages of not necessarily of good things or something or other, but stuff that's actually moved the story forward.
Well, except for Cottry. Cottry's just kind of hanging out with Mercutio.
Cottry also told them that the food's not going to last. That you think the food's going to last, it's going to do that. Same. Well, literally next scene, the food's spoiled. I think that they all have either foresight or that they are aware of the other's plans because they're a part of whatever that other is.
So wait, so he dies, he gets recruited as part of them? You don't think it's just a break in Mercutio's head?
No. I think that when they've died, they're gone. It's the town, the entity, whatever it is,
right? Fucking with them.
That's using that imagery. But what I'm saying is, apart from like the only time that we've seen people within the town boundaries doing that, it's been those 3. Boyd saw his wife, but he saw his wife in the tower.
Okay.
In that alternate, like when he went through the tree, and then like it was an alternate reality sort of thing. That was the only time that he saw. Like he never saw a hallucination of his wife when he was in town. Jade has seen more hallucinations than anyone as well. He's
Right.
seen the kids. He's seen the
The
bartender
Civil War
that's
guys,
died. He's seen the Civil War guy.
the baby skull drinking dude,
Well, yeah, the baby skull guy, yeah.
and he ain't
So
telling nobody.
him and Victor just need to have their own show, just them two. Just call it Secrets.
That'd be awesome.
We'd learn about as much.
I thought that the kid that had the premonition on the bus and now is seeing some Asian
Elgin.
woman. Yeah. I thought he was gonna have a bigger role. They basically dropped him and ignored him for the first 3-4 episodes. It's only like now. Well, he had a
Which
bigger
is-
thing when him and what's her name got high.
Yeah, but like we haven't seen them interact since episode 5 of last season. Like it's
Right.
it's literally been a full season since they've done anything together. And
I don't trust Tilly.
what was on the pictures? We saw one for a second of him, and then the moment that he took a picture of her, they made a point of not showing it.
Yeah.
So,
Because she's a vampire. Like Bathma, whatever her fucking name is.
Mm-hmm.
well, I don't think I think she's something different because she was in her, Randall, and
Marielle.
Yeah,
Marielle, yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
yeah, Steve, yeah, her. Like,
by the way, she's getting way too much. Why is she getting so much time? I don't care about her.
I don't.
Are they trying to redeem her somehow?
I
know.
guess.
Does that mean that something's going to happen to Gracie? Is she going to die? I don't know.
Do you think they're going to do it? Do you think they're going to? Do you think they have the balls to take out one of the main characters, like for real?
Oh, they will eventually, yeah.
Season 3, if it is a season 5 thing, season 3 they're going to kill someone. They did it on Lost. In season 3, they killed off Charlie. Charlie was one of the main characters and one of the most loved characters. So there's also that interview that was done where the guy who plays Kenny says, yeah, people are going to be very angry at the end of the season. They were talking about things being revealed, and that's what he was talking about. And then he clarified, it's just like, no, nothing's going to be revealed. That's the point. You're going to be angry about that. He sort of walked it back, so we're like, okay, so he's either telling the truth that nothing's going to be revealed, or something major's going to die. Like, I think realistically, if they want to make a massive impact to kill someone off, they kill off Victor.
Oh, okay, fine. I'm fine with that.
No.
I thought you were going to say Mercutio because he's Daryl of this show.
I'd be pissed if they killed Victor off. I would quit. I would not watch this show if they killed him.
No. I don't want to put that out there because every series that I've liked him in, he's fucking died. He dies in everything. Dude, he was the main character in freaking Oz. He was the narrator every episode, and he narrated the episode after he died. Like,
yeah, he does die a lot, huh? He's like he's the TV
true.
Sean Bean. Look, by the way, Z Nation, did you guys ever see that? I almost started watching it.
Yeah, I love Z Nation. Yeah, and then he died. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was gonna start watching it.
Yeah, no, he's dead in the second episode.
Oh,
he's the main character. He's going through and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, at the end of the episode, he gets bitten, and then he's dead. And yeah, that's it.
What do you think is gonna happen in this show then, moving forward? I haven't seen the preview for next episode. They don't play it on MGM Plus or whatever on Amazon Prime.
No, they only play it when it airs. I think
you got the Jonah Hex.
Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. Do you want to know how I got these scars? Fucking Boyd.
Yeah.
Me and the missus discussed this earlier. We said Boyd's only option is just to gaslight him. Just like, dude, I thought you were I swear I saw you at the bus. I told you to go. Why didn't you go? You were already like 4 feet from the bus. What happened? I didn't leave you. It's like, dude, you had a talisman on you. You were good to go. Didn't you not show him the talisman?
Those things to trap them, right? You would have to get them to go inside, and then could you lock them in with a talisman?
Okay, so this is my theory because I got really paranoid about the fact that they keep showing the box all the time in between different scenes, like the box in season 1 where the father, they locked him in there after he left the window open and his family
Yeah,
died.
yeah.
Yeah, that thing. We're seeing it this season more than anything. You've got Ellis and Boyd arguing with each other, and right in the middle of that is this box. I'm like, of all the places to argue, why are they showing the box in
Yeah.
there? And it's not in focus. It's in focus. It's in focus. They're in focus. It's showing that. The episode before, they were talking together about trapping a monster. Where else can you trap them? One of them is going to be in the box. Get out.
Right.
The talisman's going to be on the outside or the inside or whatever. They're going to trap one in there.
Kind of like a Ghost in the Darkness, right? When he set up that thing with the guys behind the bars, and so the line goes in there, and they're supposed to shoot him, but they all freaked out.
Except that Michael Douglas doesn't get eaten when he's sleeping in this one. So
Yeah.
Michael Douglas, was it?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, it wasn't
Love
Val
that
Kilmer.
movie.
So yeah.
Was that your what was your big theory you set up at the beginning? You
That was
teased it.
the thing was that they can't kill Boyd. Boyd can't be killed by them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Do you like them being so talky this season? The mole people, they get real chatty now. You know what I mean? But not chatty like in a creepy way, but like full on conversation with Boyd. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we'll give you the keys. We got to do like. Can we have a conversation with you guys?
I liked the conversations that they had in season 1 when
Right, yeah.
up at the house.
Homeboy got tricked.
Yeah,
Tried to get
and then also
that ghost
after
punani.
when there was no one there, and then she looked in the mirror and she's like, "Do you think I really wanted to be like this?"
Well, yeah.
And we're like, "Oh shit, okay, there's something to it."
Yeah.
I don't like too much stuff being revealed, but I want answers.
Yeah.
And I want answers in the right percentage, but if you give me 1% more or less, I'm fucking pissed off. And I don't know what that percentage is.
It's difficult because they put themselves in this box of where they're going to have to explain some shit, but they no longer, but it won't be acceptable to like, whoa, the mystery's part. You know what I mean? Like movies that do a great job, like The Thing. You know what I mean? They don't go into a lot of detail about how he works, where he's from, blah blah blah. But then in the sequel, that was the prequel or whatever that they made later on, they're trying to explain like the metal and this and shit and whatever else. Alien's a perfect example. They go way too much into, the engineers and all the other bullshit, and kind of takes the mystique away from it. But they've done so much mystery box shit, and they're going to have to over explain for us to accept that it happened in the first place. That's my concern.
Okay. What it?
No,
I get what you're saying, but I just don't know what would be acceptable.
That's the problem with the mystery box.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, if they've got a story, and I could be just being naive, but they've said that they've got 5 seasons planned out. And if that's the case, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what they do, but at the same time, like, I think the funnest part that we've had was, like stuff like me and the missus sitting around after an episode, and we're talking for twice the length of the episode,
right,
about what it could be, our theories of different things like that, and we're doing that for 4 or 5 years. So we've got our own internal theories now, things that we just want to be true.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if
they're going to live up to what you've built up in your head, right?
I'm also worried that someone's going to guess it right and they're going to change it later.
Yeah.
Because of it. Like what they did with Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
When people were guessing stuff and they just going, all right, well, we're just going to rewrite everything. And like, no, don't do that. Like, what are you doing? Like, just tell us the story.
Just do
if
it good.
Do a good
version of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I I think that we are at the halfway point. If the 5-season thing holds true, right? We are at the halfway point starting now.
No.
I think no. This is season
No.
3, episode 5 out of 5 seasons.
No, that would make it. That would make it. If it was halfway, we would have 7 seasons.
Okay, fine.
Season two-
Oh, I can do math. Whatever. So we're past the halfway point.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to
God.
start getting answers and less mysteries stacked on top of what we already have. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
So for every
Mhm.
okay, we at this rate, we've got. Let's just say, for instance, we've got 50 mysteries. We need to
Okay.
get 3 mysteries to every like 6 or 7 answers.
Right.
You know, something like that. So if they want to add that, like, we have to be getting way more. We have to be getting over double the amount of resolves than we do for mysteries. So if they started introducing, let's just say, for instance, like, we don't even know why the wasps are coming, the cicadas are coming back for Randall. We don't even know if they're coming
It's
back
in
for
his
other
head.
people. Well,
That was in his head.
we're assuming it's in his head, but they also everything else that happened to him before was in his head when he was seeing them originally, but then it wasn't.
Well, because in this episode though, they show them, right? And then they made a point to pan out and show that they're not really there. I thought it
But
was
they did the same thing with the 3 of them when they were being attacked by the cicadas the first time
You're
in
right.
season 2.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, so why is it Randall doing that? And then, okay, so we know that what's her name says that in this episode, weed is the only thing that stops the screaming or whatever it is.
Right, yeah.
Maybe the cicadas are part of that. You know, so
I
maybe
thought
if
they
you got a
were
little-
tied. I thought they were tied specifically to the season 2 mystery villain thing. I didn't know, you know what I mean? And when that was done with or whatever, it wouldn't continue on to this
Well,
point.
The Junkie's the only one that says that she hasn't experienced any sort of post trauma. We had the one this episode where I was going to say Juliet, but I'm like, I was literally just watching Lost, so she's a character on that. So I'm like, I wasn't too sure when she's talking to Elgin about it. She says this is the only thing that stops it. When she went and got the weed from Fatima's room.
Yeah.
Also, Mrs. made a good point. Why are they not constantly growing weed?
They got the seeds.
Like, you've got the
Yeah,
seeds.
makes sense. There's nothing else to do.
What happened to the orgies at that house, right? Did they give up on sex?
Mhm.
Because that was a pretty big deal in the first season.
Those 7 that were killed,
Yeah.
all the whores,
All the horny ones.
Yeah.
By the way, the new bus people, man, I don't. It's amazing how many.
You mean the extras that we see every episode?
Yeah.
I've counted like 50 different extras. There's
Yeah.
this one guy with a beard that stands out because he kept looking at the camera. I'm like, what are you
Oh,
doing? He walked past and he's
God.
just like,
Yeah, there's a few people where they're just there now, and you're like, who are these? Where are they? This town is too small with too few people for us not to have some sense of who they are. You know what I mean? For them to be ignored entirely, and then you got what's his name's like, you're doing it wrong. I'm going to the tree. Fuck you guys. I won't end up in a pool. That guy, he ain't said shit for 2 seasons, and now he's just fucking running his mouth.
Yeah.
Dale, that's his name.
you shouldn't have
Yeah.
mentioned the pool.
No, I don't know how that works. Does the tree decide whether it's gonna send you? Is it random? Also, fuck Jade or whatever for taking down the bottles. What if that is part of the navigation
Yeah.
shit?
Mhm.
You know?
But
Yeah.
okay, talk to Victor. Every single
Yes.
time someone's gone through a tree successfully, it's either been the boy in white or Victor that's pushed them in there.
Right. Well, Boyd. Wait, did Victor put him in a tree?
No, the boy in white did.
Oh, okay. All right, got it. Got it.
That it was storming and everything. The boy in white was like, go in there, and he's like that.
Yeah.
And then he put Sarah in there first, and then he
Yeah.
walked in afterwards, and he ended up in the chimney.
Right. So fuck that
Dude, how
kid.
the-
He's an asshole.
No, he's not an asshole,
Got stuck in a
If he was-
chimney.
dude. If he was a centimeter to the right, he has no arm.
Okay.
I mean, he could end up like he put him literally exactly where he was. Like,
Oh,
what if
so you
Boyd
think
wasn't there?
he controlled it?
No, I think that he knows about what it is. I think it has something to do with more of the time of day and everything like that versus and the location, because in Victor's room there's a painting and it has tree symbols and there's a bunch of arrows that keep going everywhere around.
Oh, okay.
I'll see if I can find that.
Yeah. By the way, Tabitha, fuck you. It's just so dumb. She's like, these numbers don't mean anything. Bitch, they're numbers. You know what I mean? And they're placed in this bottle specifically. What do you mean they
They're gonna
don't?
mean something. Yeah.
It's so dumb. You got pushed out of a lighthouse by a ghost boy, and you're like, this can't mean anything. What? Oh.
Yeah.
I hate the intentional ignorance that will pop up in this show. Does that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's always forced ignorance, and that's what I
Yes.
mean. Like, it's always from characters that don't make any sense that they would say stuff. Like Jay, the guy searching for answers and information, doesn't want to share any information.
Nothing.
Doesn't
Well,
want anything like that. It's like,
he's not ready to share it yet.
yeah,
It's fresh.
not just yet, but then gets angry when other people don't immediately share information with him.
I know I should go back and find every painting that they've shown to put clues together, but that seems like a lot of fucking work.
Yeah, well, we're kind of
Just
a
go
little
to Reddit.
obsessed.
So many people have already done it.
Yeah, probably should.
All right, there's a bunch of theories that I wanted to run by you guys and give your opinion on whether you think they have any sort of validity or if it's just completely blown out.
Okay. Sorry, I'm joining these freaking Reddits. By the way, while you're looking for it, most of the time I will always skip the intro. I never skip this intro because that K Sarah song is awesome.
And also, it was a weird thing. It was just like we were watching it this week, and we both looked at each other like, "What does K Sarah mean?" And we both googled it and was like, "Oh, it means what will be will be." I'm like,
wait, hold on. Are you serious? He literally says, "What? Oh, are you fucking with me?"
No.
This song is K Sarah. What will be. He says it as soon as he says it.
Yeah. I thought, okay, so K Sarah, like I know of the song,
right.
But it says it's K Sarah. What will be will be. I thought that was the first part of it, and then what will be like the second line. I didn't realize he's repeating what will be will be. What will be will be
in English.
I didn't realize it was. I didn't know that. There's nothing else in another language.
Yeah, man. I like it. I've been meaning to see it on a stream. I haven't had
also, it's changing each episode. We noticed something, one or two shots this week that were different than last week.
You mean in the intro?
Yeah. So, all right. So these are the 12 most prevailing theories by the #1 source in entertainment, Screen Rant.
Screen Rant?
Yeah.
I got it.
All right. So, Christy will die in season 3.
Gives a shit. This is a theory?
Yeah, this is their theories. That's why I thought I'd run them by you, because the #1 source in news. This is my favorite one. The weather will be significant in this season.
What?
Wow.
What do you think? Yes or no?
I feel like they're onto something with this one, because you've seen the weather change.
Yeah, and it's never snowed there before, so
right.
So they're obviously being Screen Rant. They're talking about the dangers and the significance of climate change. Also,
fuck off, really?
So yeah.
Okay.
By the way,
this is my new favorite one because it makes 0 sense, and I've seen so many people on Reddit talk about it. The boy in white is Jim's son, Thomas.
No. How could it be?
No.
You know what their explanation is?
Of course it is.
Well, the guys who wrote this also wrote Lost, and in Lost there was time travel, and they've also worked on short films that involve time travel.
No, it's simpler than that. It's a boy. It died when it was a baby. So if it's older, so he can move around and do ghost shit, they're not gonna recognize him. They barely knew that kid.
Yeah, that's just dumb.
You mean the parents of the year?
Yeah. Like they really knew him. You know what I mean? That's why I don't know why they're still upset about him. My God. They knew him for like
Speaking of,
a couple months.
oh,
Get
that's so
over it.
fucked up. Elgin is Ellis and Fatima's baby.
Is whose baby?
Elgin.
Fatima's baby?
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
I've heard that one before.
He's way too dark because fucking
Thank
Ellis
you.
is light skinned as a
True.
motherfucker.
Dude,
You know what I
he's-
mean?
You've got two half black different race. They're gonna make it
Yeah,
someone who's darker.
that's no.
Unless the G's are a throwback to Boyd. I don't know.
Also, he
Yeah.
talks about his grandmother in a very black voice in this episode,
Oh, that is true.
and that didn't sound like the white chick that shot everyone earlier on in season 1.
It could be the grandmother from the other side. Could be from Fatma, her side.
He also didn't mention his grandmother's name was Karen. So
That one's a reach.
okay, so Randall is right about the town, and Tilly is a mole.
Wait,
Yeah, that's got to be true.
R-
I don't trust Tilly.
What did Randall
Rand-
say
okay,
about the town? He thinks
Randall
it's an
said there was
experiment.
No, Randall said that there's someone in town who's feeding them information because
Oh,
they
of
always
course.
know shit.
Yeah, it has to be
But he
Tilly.
thought it was Donna.
Oh,
No.
true. Yeah.
That's
not
right. I
Donna.
forgot about
I-
that whole thing.
No,
Tilly.
I'm more convinced now that it is fucking Donna. I
Why?
think Donna. I think Randall was right.
That it was Donna.
Yeah, she's got this weird guilt about people dying and everything. It's like, why can't they leave us alone and everything like that? She's breaking all of a sudden after being there this time. Like something doesn't feel right, and the fact that Dale died. I mean, obviously it's the actor is her real life husband, so she's just like, oh man, you're not getting any paychecks. It's all up to me now. That sucks.
Did not know that was her
Um,
husband.
Yeah, in real life, that's her husband. So that's why it was funny. Every scene that he was in, he was always abusing her.
Yeah. Again, he had some redeemable traits. I'll give you that. But
He stabbed Elgin in not Elgin. He stabbed Ellis in season 1 and threw him out the window.
Right. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
he took a can of peaches. Right.
I forget the level of violent traumatic drama that they inflict on each other, but it is dropped so quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The whole Donna being tied to a tree and shit. You would think that would come up again.
Yeah.
Never mentioned. You know why? You know why she would drop it? Because she's the mole.
I still don't think she's a mole. No.
I don't either. Telly, who the fuck brings out tarot cards and this dumb shit? You know what I mean? That is the whitest thing I've ever seen anyone do. Hey, we're in this spooky fucking crazy shit. You know what we should do? We don't get out the Ouija board and the tarot cards.
Makes sense now that you say it like that.
Dumb.
Yeah. I don't trust her. She's
No.
sus.
Oh no!
and-
From the
fucking
moment,
sus.
every time there's an interaction with two characters that are on a really personal level, she's fucking there every
But-
time.
but Eldred, though, when he has his visions or whatever, he's been there.
She's been, yeah, but also that's what I'm saying. Like that, it's one of those ones where the only person who's seen him is her, but it was in his own vision.
Right.
And also every time that he's just about to doze off, like when the crows flew
Mhm.
through the window, he was starting to doze off again.
Yeah.
And also if you're afraid of going to sleep, don't take any weed. Don't do that. That's the worst thing to do. That.
Also, well, I mean, yeah, but he doesn't want to come off looking like a bitch in front of his crush, you know?
Yeah. Oh, dude, he was trying so. It was so. I've never seen anyone try so hard.
Yeah. But by the way, she does not give off a vibe of being interested in him whatsoever. It could have
No,
been
is she
anyone
18?
there.
Is she 18?
In the show?
Yeah. No, I know the actress is
don't
probably
know.
40,
Yeah,
but
she's 21. Yeah. I'm not sure how old she is.
Was she went 16? I don't know.
Maybe 18 by this point. I don't know how long they've been there.
3 weeks.
Shut up. Are you fucking with me right now? Is this
Been
been
3
3
weeks.
Has
weeks?
to be longer than that. No.
No,
Has to be longer.
because people's roots are starting to show.
Yeah, it's because the series takes 4 years to. All right,
No,
we'll go on
it
to the
has
next one.
not been 3 weeks.
Fatima's birth will be way sooner than 9 months.
I'm sorry. Are they going in order of like the most shocking or the biggest reaches to? Because that some of these are just obvious shit.
Yeah, Captain Obvious. Yep.
I also think that in the next episode, or 2, it will find out that she's not actually pregnant.
You don't think she's pregnant?
I don't think she.
I don't think she's pregnant at all.
I think she's
I think
pregnant with a
I
demon
think
baby.
that the replacement theory is a. Okay, do you know of the replacement theory?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
I'm
think
sorry. Are you talking about Mexicans coming and taking our jobs?
Damn straight, I'm not. No, I'm talking about the replacement theory of clearly
Of who?
about how Mexicans keep coming. No,
Oh,
yeah, no. I'm saying the replace. Okay, so there's been 36 confirmed deaths on the series on the show that we've seen.
Okay.
In the quote unquote modern time.
Okay.
Since since the Matthews have been introduced.
Right.
And they've had 34 people being introduced since then. So they keep
Okay.
Okay, so they're maintaining a certain number of people in the town. But since then, they've also lost a monster. A monster was killed.
Right.
Smiley was killed. So they need to now replace that.
Oh, yeah, because it's a
And what
demon
are the-
baby,
Well, no. It's not a
a
demon.
mole baby.
She's the demon. She's turning into it. That's why she's eating the dead. She's eating the rotten things. She's getting used to tearing things apart to get into it, just like
Yeah.
the monsters do.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's either that or Smiley Jr. is up in her,
I would like
True.
that if Smiley Jr. was up in it and he come out looking exactly like Smiley, because
Yes.
I really enjoyed that actor. I was
Yeah.
so bummed that they got
Yep.
rid of him.
I'm talking a normal baby body with just his head.
I know, dude. I understand you're a huge Wayne Brothers fan and you want to recreate that in Prom. So
Little man, yeah, that'd
you're
be
not doing
great.
Little Man in Prom. So
They should, but I don't know. I think she is pregnant. Didn't her stomach move? Wasn't there some shit moving in her stomach at one point? Or they haven't shown that? Because she looks all of 3 days
Maybe.
pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in all fairness, she's only 6 months. You don't show it 6 months.
Right. But
So,
okay, what's the next one? I want to hear Screen Rant's next
the
big
From
review.
monsters are actually all fairies.
What the fuck?
Okay, that's actually the best one they've had.
I'd like to know
kinda
why
get
they
it.
think that.
Because fairies are also known to be evil.
Yeah. I guess watch the
Yeah.
movie about fairies. They were trapped inside of a little house,
Mhm.
and the fairies would look at them. I forgot what the movie's called, but yeah, I could see why they would think that maybe they're fairies.
Yeah, I mean, I watched Torchwood, so they had them in them. So,
Movie I
the
see.
monsters are Salu or Salo. It's a type of fairy that looks kind of like a cicada.
Hmm.
So, this is the one that I don't understand, and it makes no
What
sense.
number is it?
This is number 5 now. We're up to.
Okay.
From characters can get home using the water.
What water?
The water.
What water?
Do they explain?
Or it's okay.
Why?
I'll say there have been several allusions to water throughout the season.
Has there now?
You
What?
just need to get in the tub for a little bit.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Okay.
Elgin did.
Constantine, this shit.
Oh,
All right. So I'll read what they said. I don't understand what they're talking about, but
Okay.
for as long as people have been trapped in the town, they have been trying to find a way to escape. So far, From's characters have yet to find a way home, apart from Tabitha being pushed out of a tower. However, one Reddit theory suggests that they will be able to do so by traveling on water. At the end of From Season 2, Episode 7, Elgin had a dream which he was drowned in the bathtub by a
Oh, that's
mummified
good.
Fatima
Yeah.
or slash
Mhm.
woman. According to the theory, the mummy is trying to tell Elgin to take the lake. Remember, there was a
Mhm.
What
lake.
lake?
There was a lake in episode 2 or 3 of season 2
Wasn't it near the cars or something?
where a
that,
bunch of people drowned.
thing, or
There's also been other allusions to water in Kenny's dreams. Remember when he burned his arms on the stove when the pot was cooking and he heard the
Right.
phone call? Yeah. So that's how you escape water.
That's a reach for me, man. I don't know about that one. Again, it reminds me of Constantine when he puts her in the tub or whatever, and to go into her twin's memory. Same shit.
Makes no sense. This one makes even less sense based on the information that they have. All From characters are either dead or in a coma.
Okay.
Even with bringing the father and everything in there. So what they're basically saying is the theory is that the EMTs died during an accident, and Victor's father drank himself to death, and the couple was shot in the line of duty. So therefore, that's why they're all brought in at the same time.
But hold on, wait. So they all independently died, but they're all connected in that death.
No, they're not connected. That doesn't say anything about them being connected. It just says that they were chosen for this death afterlife coma thing.
Okay.
Hmm?
I
The
mean,
symbols.
I would hate for this to be like it was all a dream. You know what I mean? Don't Jacob Ladders us at this point. That would be some fucked up shit.
When Jacob Ladders did it, it was a cool, interesting sort of thing. Kind of takes away from the entire movie, but it was cool. But when it didn't work was not General Hospital, the other hospital one, or 30 Rock. You know, when that all turned out to be just a movie pitch.
St. Elmo's Fire? Nope, that was the movie.
Nope.
The one with Denzel Washington, but right, it was the autistic kid with the snow
The
globe.
autistic kid with the snow globe. Yeah, at the end.
Yeah.
That was the one. Yeah, sent elsewhere.
Yep.
Yep.
Kazam is another example. When the kid falls into the elevator shaft, he's dying, but his shit's all fucking popping up, and he has this whole thing about a genie popping out of a boombox or whatever. Yeah, Jacob Slatter.
Yeah, you mean Shazam with
Kazam.
Sinbad, or yeah?
No, with Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah,
not the real one.
Oh, dude, I just realized what you said. That's fucking messed up. That's probably real.
Right. I mean, think about it. He's being chased by the bullies. He falls into the elevator shaft, and then the whole Ginny thing. It's just him dying, and his brain is trying to cope with the traumatic death, fucking serious injuries that he's dying from, and give him this whole Ginny arc or whatever to make everything okay.
That's crazy to believe that he actually grows up to be the Mexican guy, the gang leader in Veronica Mars.
No. You want to hear something even worse? Radio Flyer? Frodo's little brother or whatever dies. That shit can't fly. Fucking commits suicide because he wants to get away from the abusive stepdad or whatever. And Frodo's writing the letters to himself.
Yeah.
His brother's not writing those letters because he died.
Yeah, I think that wasn't that on the commentary?
What's Frodo's name?
Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood. I heard him say this on movie fights back on Screen Junkies.
It was actually, I think that come up from a comment from one of the commentaries on the DVD.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was an alternative ending or something like that. So, yeah. All right. So next one is the symbols Jade sees are actually the map of the town, which makes no sense because
they don't know how maps work.
Yeah, I know. But they're going to say that's how the town, like each section is a quadrant, and that's how like the overall doesn't make any sense. So
No.
this one is an interesting one. I don't know
What number?
when they would introduce it if it was true. The prom characters will discover that there is another town just like theirs.
Here's Screen Rant. I was already thinking in my head, you know what? They're about to say that there's another town they're going to run into. Ugh.
Maybe
was
you
that
should
one?
be the one that works for Screen Rant instead of me.
Yeah, I can steal all this from Reddit like they did.
Yeah. And the number one theory that they have is Tabitha is the Chromonocle.
The what a knuckle?
Remember in the first episode when they're reading the book and it was about the Chromonocle, about Ethan's book
fuck off.
about the one that would save it?
Yeah. Why Tabitha?
Well, she's the hero of the story. She's the main character. Everything that happens around her. No other story beats happen that don't involve her. She's the only one that's escaped town, and all theories based around the Chromonocle either involve her or Victor, which there still might be the connection of no, they're not brother and sister, for Christ's sake. That's a dumb one.
Why
too.
would they? You think that would have came up when she met his dad?
Yeah. And also the fact of the matter is that she's suddenly Spanish.
Her accent, right? It's gotten thicker.
It's gotten a lot thicker, yeah.
You think that's on purpose, or because
I don't know. I have no idea.
By the way, that chick from House of the Dragon, her accent, I mean, it goes in and out within a sentence.
We've already been on here for an hour and 25 minutes. If you want to get me to go on for another 4 hours, you mention her again. So, all right. Well, we'll wrap it up with our final thoughts on what's happened, what we think's going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, you go first. What do you think's what do you think of the series so far, and where do you think it's going to go from here?
Okay, so I'm enjoying this series so far to a point. I'm annoyed that it's taken 3 seasons for him to actually fucking talk, because that's so stupid. Fuck, that pisses me off. I don't know. I feel like there's another massacre that's probably going to come, and I don't know. I just assume that Ethan's going to be the only one to survive, and that's all I'll say.
So, like another Victor level massacre.
Oh,
so Tabitha is like Victor's mum, the equivalent, and then you've got Victor and then Ethan. They're the same, and then you've got Julie and Victor's sister. So
Yeah.
that Victor's sister died, his mum died, Victor survived.
It's all.
So I don't know about Jim. I don't know where he's going to fit into it.
It all rhymes.
Yeah. So you've got a father that didn't do anything for his kids for years. That might as well be Jim.
It's true. Didn't think of it like that.
You got a daughter that doesn't listen in
True.
Julie, and also when Victor and that were together in the cell, the mum says stay here, and she went, no, I'm going to go out. I'm going to do my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I don't know if you know this. Ethan is fucking a weird kid. He's a really weird kid.
Do not care for him. I don't care for kids in most of these scenarios. I'm always a fucking demon.
And also, I think he's a demon because remember he got impaled in his leg.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Yeah,
he limped for an episode and he was good.
Yeah, well,
but didn't they already establish in season 1 that illnesses aren't a thing? Because what about Tilly? Didn't she have cancer? Now she's good now.
Oh, and Fatima couldn't have babies, right? She couldn't get pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, and that really nerdy guy couldn't make out with anyone, and then that's different.
But the theory of Ethan becoming the new Victor and it just being another cycle makes far more sense than anything on Screen Rant's fucking list, and they stole all that from Reddit.
From Reddit, yeah.
But that tracks and makes sense.
Be another massacre. Jade's going to be the next Christopher. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, that
then we're
makes
not gonna
sense
get any
'cause
to anything. And you're like, fuck.
Jade and Christopher are both obsessed over the symbol. They both
Mhm.
see things.
Yep.
Yeah. That tracks for me.
Mm.
So I guess I'm up. So I'm enjoying it. It's frustrating, and it's definitely one of those where you want to do a lot of thinking and a lot of digging, but you got to be careful because if you keep thinking about it, you're like, wait a minute, hold the fuck on. How does this? You know what I mean? You may start finding some not holes necessarily, but like some threads that they need to rein back in. My theory is that I think Ethan is going to be the new Victor. Now, hear me out. If his mom is just like Victor's mom, Grant gets edited this to where mine goes first, and so then you have. I mean, how can I top that theory? I don't have anything. I don't know what could come next. It I don't know. Okay, how about this? I think Fatima is having a demon baby. It may not be Smiley Jr., but it's definitely. I think she is feeding the baby because the baby is, having to be fed off of her bullshit. It's like, I don't like peaches in a can. I want blood and and rotten fruit or
Typical
vegetables.
Rosemary's Baby.
Right? I do think that. I think by the end of the season, I think we're not going to have enough answers, by the way. I guess don't.
Yeah.
I think that I think they sped right through the whole Maine fucking she went to Maine or whatever. That felt like they got rid of that whole thing very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to think about that either. I don't know if it was real or if it's part of the game, but then you got the ambulance people in the cop.
My question
So.
with that is how do you go from downtown to being in the forest and not notice it's just a change of scenery?
Well, it's
Yeah.
Maine. Maine's
Yeah, but
small.
she was in the middle of the city.
Oh, right. How did she get there? By the way, the priest, that shit was weird. Their interaction.
Dude, okay, all right. Sorry, let's just talk about the priest real quick. We'll re-edit it back in there. So yeah, you're talking about the priest earlier.
Yeah.
So isn't it weird that when she said, my child died, and you went, oh yeah, what was his name again?
Right?
And also, why did he look exactly like the guy that was hung up on the wall in season 2?
I don't know. Yeah, the priest guy, just the interaction.
He's
Like
a bit creepy.
he bought into this shit way too fucking quickly. You know what I mean? Which kind of justifies everybody at the town meeting be like, why didn't you tell anybody? Oh, I told this priest.
So I told a priest. He told me to open up the container. I got Victor's address out of that. His dad was still there, even though he happened to look like he was an alcoholic. I've never seen him drink anything, even though there's a bunch of bottles out the back.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the priest was cracking onto her, to be honest, or trying to.
Wait, you thought he was what?
I thought he was trying to come on to Tabitha.
Oh, trying to root her.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice vernacular. There we go.
Yep.
He's learning.
Yeah, he wanted to do a bit of a slam on a clam,
I don't know. I didn't get that. I guess he felt if anybody's a plant, that priest was a plant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was.
After that first episode, I was just like, oh, fuck, she's still there.
Yeah. Also, fuck him for not being like, hey, listen, we have all these clothes that people donated. Would you like to change your rags that you've been wearing?
True.
Well, I mean,
oh, she would have stunk too. Hey, love the shower.
Oh yeah, 3 days in a coma.
And also all that time in the town or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how hygienic they can be there.
Do they have working showers?
They have working. Oh, wait a minute. We've never seen them shower.
That's what I'm saying. Well, the bathtub though was full.
That's true. And the toilets work.
Yeah.
And the phones work.
By the way, why couldn't that bitch just go out and piss while Fatma was in there puking, having morning sickness. Just go outside.
Or why can't
Why is there
Fatima
only
go
one?
outside to pick? And true,
Okay, but why is there only one
bathroom?
toilet in this giant house, though?
That's true. That's stupid.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you would understand this when it comes to most 13-room places. There's only ever one toilet.
I mean,
Can you
yeah.
imagine a Victor waiting in line to use the toilet?
God.
he like pisses in a bucket right up in his attic
No,
room.
no, no.
Oh,
There's
Dude,
no way he goes.
he hangs it out the window. Oh, dude, he has the
Yeah.
ladder. He does. He
Yeah,
pisses in
yeah.
the bucket and lowers it down.
He has the zip line, right? Doesn't he have a
The
zip
zip
line
line.
up there? Yeah. Fucking Victor, I hate him. I know you guys like him. I hate him because he won't tell people shit. You know what I mean? He has a massive amount of information that he's just hoarding. He's like, I'm gonna keep this to myself.
That's because I think most of the people dislike him in the town and at the colony house, so he just doesn't talk.
Because he doesn't tell people what's going on. I wouldn't like him
Well,
either.
He tried to open up to Ethan, and then Jim tried to belt the shit out of him. Season 1.
Yeah.
Because Ethan's a toddler. He's not. He's like 8 or 9 or some shit. That's not the kid you should be like, hey, you want to know what's really going on here? Let me tell you about these demons.
That's his best friend you're talking about.
Yeah.
Which was definitely established in the last episode.
Yep.
Even though he was up with some other woman.
Still not age appropriate, but getting closer.
Yeah.
By the way, Sarah is bananas looking. When I first started watching the show, I thought her and her brother had been transported there from the 1920s or the late 1800s. She looks like like she was Amish.
She's very different to everyone else in town.
Yes.
She's very religious when it comes to certain things. I wouldn't be surprised if she was like that. Like
they are. That's actually
yeah.
theory.
I don't think so though.
Oh, then again, if they
no,
were
because
Amish,
he didn't build any barns.
And the brother didn't have a beard, so probably not.
Right. I don't think they were
Mormon?
transferred from another time though. But maybe Latter-day Saints, you know what I mean?
Brotherhood or something like that,
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Whoever can't show their ankles, because she refuses, even at this point, to hike that skirt up, because you know what I mean?
It's probably because of all the scars on there. She had a bunch of scars all over her body from when they were writing her messages.
I thought it goes away, though, doesn't it?
Oh, it might have. I haven't seen season 1 in a while.
It's been a minute. But yeah, she's weird.
Yeah.
I don't like her look. But I'm cool. People are basically almost over her murdering her brother. In the other people she killed.
I actually have another question for you. Why don't they do what they did in episode 1 again? The monsters.
What do you mean?
Let the animals out at night.
Oh. Well, because they proved their point.
Which was?
Maybe that power has to recharge, has to charge back up. They spent too much mana letting the animals out, so you can only use that ability once.
Yeah, so they could either open a door once every 2 weeks, or they could hand someone keys. So they took the earlier option.
Yeah,
so who knows?
It's another one of those things where you see them do something to mess with people, but they're never going to do it again, and you have no idea why they would, because it worked. Why they wouldn't just keep doing it.
They mess with Randall every night. They made a point. She's like, she spends 10 minutes banging on the window saying, come on, let me in, let me in, let me in, sort of thing. You know, just to make sure he doesn't get any sleep. And then another one just swings there on the swing, keeping just staring at him the entire night, and then walks away like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think my overall thing is I'm really enjoying the series because it's making me think about stuff and everything, and I'm not so much a sucker for mystery boxes, but I do enjoy that type of storytelling as long as there's a payoff. And they've promised us that it's not going to be like Lost, and they've already got this, and it's going to be 5 seasons only. So if it gets to it and they say season 6 is going to happen, I'm out. I'm gonna be like, nah, don't do this to. I dealt with this with Lost.
Yeah.
And then they had 6 seasons of a story, and then they added 2 seasons on of a side quest story that made nothing, and that's the only thing people remember. So, also
have
that
hope
had
it's
a guy
gonna turn out okay.
that also had a guy in there. He was a black guy played by Harold Perrineau, who had a strange relationship with his son, and his ex-wife was a white woman, who was a bit of a psycho. Actually, she wasn't white; she was half white. So she was only half a bitch in that one. So, and yeah, he was a tough guy. He had to kill people when he didn't want to do it, and he was always yelling at this fat white woman in it from the other part of the island, i.e., town. So there's a little bit of comparisons in there. So, I'm cautiously optimistic. Let's just
Same.
say that if they had the writers from Severance, I would be a lot happier with some of the stuff that's
Rewatching
going on.
season 1 now.
Just rewatched it myself.
Yep. What's up with the baby goats?
Yeah, I think that's a mystery box part. And I'm just like, don't mystery box me. Do you not mystery box me with this?
I have faith they're gonna pay that shit off though. That show's very smart. Ben Stiller does such a great job with his dark tone, but you know what I mean? Like that kind of uncanniness that he does, right?
I hate Ben Stiller as an actor. Every character he's ever
Yes.
played is the same. It's so
Agree.
annoying. But every single time that he's in charge of a project where he's directing it or he's
Yep.
producing it, it hasn't failed yet. And I've got this weird love-hate relationship for him now. I'm just like, as long as you're not on screen, I'm good.
A lot like Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck is a way better director than he is an actor. Even though I'm not bothered so much by him as an actor.
So I loved him as Batman. I loved him as
I did
Batman.
too.
Yeah.
I would have loved to seen his Batman movie starring him as Batman. That would have been
Me too. That
fucking
would have been
great.
awesome.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A street level Batman that didn't involve the end of the world, or
Yep. Yeah, like just him hanging out in Boston. I mean Gotham, and whatever.
You know, it would have been like it literally would have been shot in Boston.
Yeah, yeah.
We're
gonna go to Gotham Park.
Yeah, Gotham Park. Well, that's the mark.
Gone Baby Gone's a great movie, by the way. It's one of his lesser known directed movies. He directs his brother in it, Casey. Gone Baby Gone.
Well, I mean,
fantastic.
Yeah. Every time I think of him, I just keep thinking about him being sad by the ocean. So,
I never saw that. That was good.
His biggest role ever. Yeah, that's fair enough. All right. Well, we're gonna end it there. We might be back next week after the new episode comes out. Just shooting the shit and see what happens, and bring up some more theories and some stuff. So
definitely could be looking at Screen Rant, seeing what they come up with next.
Oh yeah. Screen Rant are phenomenal, and the guy that wrote that, he has a dumb idea of it, but he has an awesome name. So I'll leave it at that. So. Alrighty, we'll catch everyone later. And here's the outro.
Prom is a mystery.